The grieving process is very challenging, and the loss of a loved one can be very traumatic. But one of the things Mr. Smith and his team is able to do is make people feel that they really care. They're very empathetic. And so you can see it in their services, their attention to detail. They really make sure that that family knows that that person that they're about to bury is going to be treasured forever through the services of Benny Smith. And then the other thing about Mr. Smith is even beyond the services of the funeral home, just his commitment to the community. From his great service at Delaware State University to helping great leaders like Ruben Salters and Sankofa, always being there to just support. I'm a direct beneficiary of his support because he gave my son a scholarship before he went to the University of Delaware. And so we're very grateful for Mr. Smith. And I think that any family who chooses his services is doing something that's very, very smart, because Mr. Smith will make sure that you get the best services that you could ever receive.
Friends and family coming together after a loss is an essential part of the grieving process. And at Benny Smith Funeral Home and Crematory, we're helping more families hold memorial services by providing the lowest cost, period, on complete funeral and cremation plans. Complete funeral packages start at $49.95, and our direct cremation packages are the most affordable in Wilmington. Multiple payment options are available, including financing, and no family will be turned down because of financial situations. Benny Smith Funeral Home. Call or visit online today.
Good evening and welcome to the Richard LeRoi Show. I'm your host, Richard LeRoi Dighton, and it's always a pleasure for me to come to you guys each and every Sunday. Before I begin, I always love to say thank you, thank you, thank you for watching me, because you could be watching anything else, but you're watching me, and I greatly appreciate you for that. Love. When I'm out and about, you guys tell me, hey, good to see you back. I'm glad you're back watching your show. I'm going to watch this week. My man, Mr. Dorsey, I hope you're watching. Him and Mike Dorsey and his dad, they watch the show. He tell me about it all the time. So I hope you guys continue to watch the show. And thank you. I want to let you know up front, next week I will not be here. I have some important business to take care of that I'll explain to you guys when I get back. But I got a special guest for you guys next week. Travis Smith and the Smith family, you know, Mr. Smith, Charles Smith, Songs of Inspiration. Those guys are going to do my show on next week at 5:30. So tune in to Charles Smith and them. I mean, you know, it's sad to see Sepia close. I was upset, you know, but it's sad to see Song Inspiration is no longer on LAPA, that nothing can be worked out for them to keep one part of the show on. I mean, they were fixtures around here for years and years and years and years and years. And they're no longer here. So they had some really good shows, and they were really good people during all of my endeavors, whether it's doing plays, TV commercials for events, fashion shows, opening up my salon. Whenever I asked to come on to their show, Mr. Smith especially always found a couple minutes for me to come on and say something. And so to the Smith family, I appreciate you guys back then, and I still appreciate you guys now, because I still deal with the family whenever I can. So next week, they will be here. They will be doing the show. The weekend of the 20th, I think it'll be the 21st maybe, I won't be here also, because I'll be taking my family trip. Me and the family go together to not celebrate the death of my mother, but it's a trip that we all took for all those ones who were her caregivers in her last days. And I couldn't have made it through that process without them. So something I always try to do for them is take them on vacation and have a good time. So this is our time we look forward to. So I won't be here for that. And I don't know who the guests will be then, but someone will be on, or they'll be showing a tape. But after that, I'm back. I'm not gonna try to come here in white shirts, guys. I was working today, doing some work. Sometimes you, as a business owner, you gotta work on Sundays, and time kind of caught up to me. And my wife called and said, you know what time it is? You didn't come home to get dressed. And I'm like, oh man, what do I do? So I'm like, it is what it is. I have one good suit, I tell people all the time, and that good suit's in the dry cleaner, so hopefully I'll have it out by the next time it's time to come on. But in all seriousness, I feel like if I'm gonna come to you guys and talk to y'all, this is me, construction guy. I'm working. I can't put on the suit, but I'm not gonna put on any fronts or airs. I am who I am, and I become comfortable with who I am. And to that point, I wanna say, as people, especially young people, if you're young and you're ambitious, do not look to no one else for their approval or their acceptance or to be accepted, do you? You know, and it took me a while. I used to look at some of our black leaders, and I wanted to try to talk to this person and Miss such and such and Mr. such and such, and you know, I'm cool. If they don't like me, that's fine. If they do like me, that's fine. I'm going to be who I'm going to be, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do. You know, you can't stop destiny, right? You can delay it, but you can't deny it. You can't stop somebody from getting where they're going. So in my life, I've had people put barriers and boulders in front of me, and I've had to lift them up, climb over them, crawl under them, you know. And I've learned, you know, to accept who I am, and I really don't care what anyone has to say. I did probably in my 40s. I'll be 50 this year. In my 50s, I can't imagine if God allows me to make it to my 70s. Right? I'll probably really be a different person. But again, to anybody out there, do not listen to people who will tell you not to do stuff, or you can't do stuff, or you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way, because it's like the old song went, they smile in your face all the time, they want to take your place, they're backstabbers. And if you've been around politics, and if you've been around government and business, you understand that that's just what they are. They pat you on your back, they're looking for a soft spot to stick the knife in. And that's what you have to deal with if you're someone who's dealing with trying to be accepted by people. We showed on here several times ARC videos. ARC South is really doing nice. I've been trying to get Ivan to come out and video some of the summer camp stuff, but he's so busy with all this fitness training. He's coming down, he's slimming down on Facebook and Instagram that he can't get out. I don't know why he can't put the camera on and jog over there and jog behind the kids with a GoPro on so he can do both things at the same time. All right, but I don't know, maybe do that Zumba or something. But nah, in all seriousness, South Bridge location is doing really, really well. September, first week of September, we're starting our 3 and 4-year-old program. Very important. This will be the first class. This will be the first class from ARC South that's coming in. We're using the Becker curriculum. We have some trained teachers who are coming in, and they did the Becker curriculum. They're working on learning all the stuff that goes along with it. For those of you who are familiar with the Becker curriculum, it's the one that a lot of the private schools and or Catholic or church schools use. But we're not going to use the religious piece to it. But it's a system that's for high functional literacy. So kids who go through that system typically do well and test well going into kindergarten. We would like for you to send your 3 or 4-year-olds to ARC South, right? And you got to be 3 and potty trained, right? Not almost potty trained. We understand at 3, you know, a kid can fall asleep and have a little accident while they sleep. We get that. But having an accident every day is not potty trained, all right? That's still pull-up trained. And we're not doing the pull-up stuff. I'm gonna go to break real quick, but I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna open up the phone lines for you guys to call in. Say something good, right? Say welcome back, or say, hey, you hate the fact that I'm back, you don't like me. The thing about me is, I don't care. My wife reminded me last night when we were out messing with somebody that I'm unembarrassable. Can't embarrass me. I've been embarrassed. I've been humiliated. I've been through all the stuff that you can go through. I've sat aside and let people laugh at me and did everything besides throw tomatoes at me. You know, that's fine. You know, I don't care. So if you call in and you disagree with what I say, that's okay. We still can be cool, like, or we don't have to be, like, that's fine, because we're human. We're not supposed to agree on everything. But we will find, if we talk long enough, we will find areas in which we're going to be able to agree on. And that's what we have to do as people and Womentonians anyway, is figure out how we can find enough common ground to agree on. We might not agree on, you know, which church you're going to go to, or what religion you're going to practice, or what food you like to eat. But we can agree on we want our home safe. We can agree on we want our children to get the best education we can get. We can agree on we want positive businesses in our communities. We can agree on those things. Certain things you're never going to get people to agree on. You're never going to be able to turn a Catholic person Muslim or Jewish person Muslim. It's never going to happen. So still, we all still can coexist, right? Because some of the same things we want. We're going to go to break. When I come back, call the phone.
Friends and family coming together after a loss is an essential part of the grieving process. And at Benny Smith Funeral Home and Crematory, we're helping more families hold memorial services by providing the lowest cost, period, on complete funeral and cremation plans. Complete funeral packages start at $49.95, and our direct cremation packages are the most affordable in Wilmington. Multiple payment options are available, including financing, and no family will be turned down because of financial situations. Benny Smith Funeral Home. Call or visit online today.
Hello, thank you for calling. Hello, thank you for calling. Must have hung up. Call or call back. You gotta cut your TV down if you're calling the show. You can't wait for the response off the TV. You gotta talk to the phone. Call back. You gotta cut the TV down if you're calling the show. You can't wait for the response off the TV. You gotta talk to the phone.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing, man? My name is Linwood Stokes, and I just want to sit up there and thank you for the great things you are doing out here in the community. We know that you are sitting up there really trying to do your best, to try to change some things, and I see that. And I just want to sit up there and give thanks, and I hope everybody that's out there that's looking at your TV show, they call in and give you thanks. And like you said, some people just, if they don't like you, they just don't like you. But you always doing some positive things out here in the neighborhood. And I hope you continue on doing the same thing. And thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for calling. Look at that. Got a caller, got a good caller to call in. Honestly, it's about people talk a lot. People say this is what I'm going to do. I call them about to do folks. You talk to them, say, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm about to start a rap group. I'm about to build some houses. I'm about to. And so it's about doing, not just talking. We really just have to do some stuff and not talk about it. And don't care. Who cares? Because I'm telling you, some of the people who will tell you they're worried about you and they like you, man, them people, I'm gonna bring Mayor Baker on here so he can tell you about them people. Thank you for calling. Gotta cut your TV down.
Hey, T.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, Mike Dorsey. My dad and I watching the show.
Hey, Pops, what's up?
And my wife and I want to make one of those line dance
Okay.
classes of yours, all right?
All right, cool, man. I'm glad you called. I gave your dad a shout out when I first went on the air.
Yeah, we heard it. We're watching.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
Again, that's people who I see out. And honestly, I'm the same dude. I see these people at Home Depot. They're like, you really are working. Yeah, I work. I like to work. I like nice stuff. And nice stuff costs money. And I don't just want to have nice stuff and no money. I want to have nice stuff and be able to still live life, pay my bills. I don't want to have a Gucci belt and my lights are cut off, right? So you have to work, and that's what we need. People in the community who are doing what they say they're going to do. Election time's coming up. Everybody's coming up with these promises. Who's going to follow through with them? Anybody want to come out thing as a candidate? It's fine, as long as you got some money, right? You got some money, you can come on. Thank you for calling.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
My name is Sharon. I saw you in the restaurant on Monday.
Hey, Sharon, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there.
Good, good. I agree with the first caller that I really like watching your show, like to see, what you're doing. And again, I remember when you ran, and I'm going to say this over and over and over again till the other folks get it. You ran for office, but you did not disappear.
Right.
You stayed.
Thank you.
I really, really like that. And so that's one thing that I wish people would pay attention to. And you don't have to beat other people up to do what it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessary. So I kind of like it. I like your style, really do. And I don't know if you remember, I even used to work with your aunt, Jane Dighton, at Blue Cross.
Yeah, you told me. You told me that before.
Yeah. The other thing you mentioned last week that you were going to have some type of, what do you call it? Something for Mr. Ford.
Yeah, a dedication.
Right, a dedication.
I haven't set a date, but I will tell you the next time you see me on air, I will have a date for you. I'll put that on my agenda to do. I will have a date because we really got to do that. His family has been instrumental, and I think people need to know that story and need to know his story.
Right.
And historically, for me, I wanted to remember him also. You know, some people would say, "Well, why? You didn't know him?" You know, but he was a African American pioneer in my book.
Exactly.
In his industry, and the building that I took over was once his building. So I want to leave legacy for him.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
All right.
And so, yeah, so I said, that's why I said it's politic time. People want to come on, you come. It's fine. Like, you know, there are people who I do support in certain races and for reasons, right? Not personal. It's not about friends. This isn't about friendship. You know, you playing basketball, you're trying to win. You can't pick your friend if your friend can't play basketball. That wouldn't really make sense. Take this. Thank you for calling.
Peace and grace, Chief. Pastor D, man.
Hey, Pastor D, how are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm richly blessed, highly favored, and proud of you as always, buddy.
Thank you.
I just stay proud of you. And I want to echo your last caller. I remember the day you said, Pastor D, man, listen, if I was in, I'm going to do everything I told the people I'm going to do, and nothing's going to stop me from working. And I just want to thank you for speaking for those of us who kept on. You
Right.
remember I ran for mayor
Right.
and didn't get it, but Joshua Harvest Church has been here 17 years.
Wow.
I've been showing up every Sunday ever since and still doing the work. So I appreciate you, Chief.
I appreciate you
know,
also.
And me and my wife going to sign up for some line dance.
Yo,
lessons.
everybody keeps saying this. Nobody comes out the bop.
So we're going to bust up any couple in Wilmington that want to see me and my wife out some line dance.
Yeah, right.
Do it.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Me and my wife sitting home like this. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Tell your wife I said, bring it.
All right. Yeah, I would announce when I get back from vacation when we're going to start the line dancing up because people have been asking. So we do like line dance and slash bop, like all together as classes. So it's part exercise, it's communication. It's just a fun, you know, we get to get out social. People strictly go to dance, so no one's there, you know, acting, trying to talk to your wife or nothing like that. Everybody's there to just do one thing, dance, man, and it's a great energy.
Well, you know, I love you, Chief, but y'all young bucks can't do nothing with old school lines.
And let me tell you something. The bop,
we come out of the bop era. We did the bop, we did the cha-cha, and we going to bust y'all up in the line.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you again. Meet me there. Meet me there. Yeah. All right, Pastor D, thanks for calling. You know, again, these are people who watch the shows and watch over time. But I'm going to bring Mayor Baker on. Right? I still call him Mayor Baker because at the end, he said, come with me. You know, I watched you for a few years and I want to show you some stuff. And I'm like, I don't have the money. He was like, don't worry about it. Just come and shadow me. I was like, all right. First I'm saying, why am I going to do this? And people was like, why is he doing it? But he took me to so many meetings and where stuff got done in the meetings before it even went to council and how the deals kind of get drawn and how people, you know, how things are done on a bigger scale. So I got to see Wilmington in a bigger view than just the bird's eye lens of an African-American male and only being concerned about my community, which would say, oh, I'm just concerned about the black community. No, you know, Wilmington is a total city. And I've learned now that we all have, when we talked about them like a dog, because I was one who probably talked about them when it first started with the riverfront development, and they were doing all the building down there, and we complained about they're not building nothing in their neighborhoods, they're building down there. But look at the riverfront now. It brings in a ton of money to the city for revenue. If you guys understand that the city has to make money to keep the city employees, to keep the other services you get, the police, the fire, everything that you get in Wilmington. By living in Wilmington, you know, we got to, as a city, has to make the money. And so they get a lot of revenue from down there. And it's nice down there, right? I go to the movies down there. I go to Big Fish. I go to Joe's Crab Shack, right? I love going down there. I go out to, what's it called down? They changed it from the name of the restaurant. What's the one on the river? I can't think of it. But anyway, they changed it from the Harry's Seafood. I took it over. I mean, but I like those places. I like going down there. And it's all people down there. It's Asian, white, Chinese. This is what the world we're living in. It's not about just black anymore. I love black. I love my black heritage. Just as an Italian person loves their Italian heritage. Just as a Greek person loves their Greek heritage. Just as an Irish person loves their Irish heritage. If you ask an Irish person, what are you? They say, I'm Irish. Don't say I'm white. They say I'm Irish. As an Italian person, I'm Italian. Right? Spanish, I'm Spanish. In Spanish, they take it serious too. That's the whole serious thing. Because you say the wrong thing, it's a problem. You Mexican? No, I'm Dominican. Oh, my bad. You Dominican? No, I'm Mexican. Oh, my fault. You Puerto Rican? No, I'm not. So you gotta be careful if you. But everyone loves their heritage, so I love my heritage. But I don't mind at this point in my life gentrification. I don't mind coming outside and seeing a white person living next door and say, "How you doing, Mr. Lipschitz?" Right? How you doing, Mr. Wu? How you doing, Mr. It's fine, right? I don't want to just gotta come outside and see it's all black people. Like this is not the day in which all black folks live together in perfect unity and all this. I want to live with people who have the same ideas and same goals and dreams that I want for not just for me, but for my family and for my children's children, for our grandchildren and my grandchildren's children. And that's how we got to think as an African-American group. We got to think multi-generations ahead, like other races of people do. We can't just think for ourselves and what we're going to do with our lifetime. We got to think what we're going to do and how do we put stuff in place for future generations. We see our city changing. We see we have a different mayor. We see a lot of things taking place. Well, let's see what we do about it come next election time. All right, let's see where we get out and vote and put some people in office who are going to have our best interests at heart, or we're going to put the people in office who are our friends. Let me tell you, Pastor D taught me this years ago. There's no such thing as permanent enemies, and there's no such thing as permanent friends. This guy always does this to me instead of just putting the one finger up, so it makes me lose my thought. I've told him about that 1,000 times. So when y'all see me do that glitch in my personal, in that, it's because he is distracting me right in the back of the camera. But an enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And you'll learn that in politics with people around and how they do stuff. It's rough, So I'm gonna close out on that thought because I lost my train of thought. And they always rush me off the clock, but I know I have like another 3-4 minutes left. I know they want to show the commercial. But again, thank you guys for watching the show. I enjoyed my show. I'm going to have so many guests coming on. We're going to do super duper live things. We're going to bring on some kids. I'm going to bring back Kelisa and Dallas, which is my daughter and her best friend. They was on here 4, 5, 6 years ago. They're now 10th graders, and they're doing excellent things. So until then, go out and do something good.